During this tutorial you will learn how to use the lathe safely. Do not forget, you can ask me to repeat what I said at any time by saying help or repeat. To use the work area effectively, you should use one hand or controller to interact with the tools and work pieces. Then use the other hand or controller to teleport and navigate within the work area. Protective clothing is essential in the workshop. Carefully put on the safety glasses which are located on the workbench to protect your eyes. Well done! In this section you will learn how to stop the machine quickly using the emergency stop button. Set the speed of the motor using the spindle speed selector handle. Then turn on the motor by pressing the small red button at the top of the headstock. If the motor does not turn on, you need to check that the chuck guard is closed and that the emergency stop button is released. Well done! Good job! Press the emergency stop button. This will stop the motor. You should never hesitate and press this button immediately if there is an emergency. Well done! Release the emergency stop button. To do this you need to press the emergency stop button again. Good job! Next, you will learn about the safety features of the chuck guard. Set the speed of the motor using the spindle speed selector handle. Then turn on the motor by pressing the small red button at the top of the headstock. If the motor does not turn on, you need to check that the chuck guard is closed and that the emergency stop button is released. Good job! Well done! Open the chuck guard. If the chuck guard is opened while the lathe is in use, the motor is turned off automatically. This will stop the spindle turning. Good job! You should never open the chuck guard while the lathe is in use. Next, you will learn how to correctly place a workpiece in the chuck. Then lock it into position securely by tightening the chuck jaws with the chuck key. Select the medium workpiece on the workbench and then put it into the chuck. Good job! Turn the spindle and chuck with your hand for one complete rotation. Do not stop until the chuck keyhole is visible in front of you. Good job! Find the chuck key and place it into the hole located on the chuck. Use the chuck key to move the jaws of the chuck and clamp the workpiece securely. Well done! The workpiece is secured. You can now remove the chuck key and put it back to its storage area on the workbench. Good job! Close the chuck guard. Good job! In this section you will learn how to drill a hole in the workpiece safely. Select the thick drill bit located in the top right drawer of the workbench. It is the one in the middle. Then place it into the drill bit dock. Do not forget to secure the drill bit using the drill bit locking lever. Good job! Set the speed of the motor using the spindle speed selector handle. Then turn on the motor by pressing the small red button at the top of the headstock. If the motor does not turn on, you need to check that the chuck guard is closed and that the emergency stop button is released. Well done! You have to drill a hole in the workpiece. To do this you have to put a drill bit into the drill bit dock and lock it securely into position if this is not already done. Make sure there is a workpiece secured in the chuck and that the motor is running. Then carefully move the unlocked tailstock until the drill bit is about 10 cm or 4 inches from the base of the workpiece. Then lock the tailstock into position. Finally start drilling a hole in the workpiece by moving the drill bit dock slowly using the drill bit dock hand wheel. When you are ready for the next stage, stop drilling. To proceed, you need to ensure that the drill bit is not in contact with the workpiece. Adjust the position of the tailstock until the drill bit is completely clear of the workpiece. Good job. Turn off the motor. Set the position of the spindle speed selector handle to 0. Then press the small red button on the top of the headstock. Well done. Now remove the drill bit from the drill bit dock and place it into the top right drawer of the workbench. Well done. Now, you will learn how to extrude the workpiece safely. Select the extruding tool on the workbench. Then place it onto the tool dock on the cross slide. Do not forget to secure the tool using the tool locking lever. Good job. Set the speed of the motor using the spindle speed selector handle. Then turn on the motor by pressing the small red button at the top of the headstock. If the motor does not turn on, you need to check that the chuck guard is closed and that the emergency stop button is released. Well done. Well done. Next you will extrude the workpiece. To do this, please ensure you have an extruding tool locked securely into position on the tool dock. Make sure there is a workpiece secured in the chuck and that the motor is running. Move the cross slide towards you until the tip of the extruding tool is roughly in line with the workpiece. Then move the cross slide and the lathe apron slowly until the tip of the extruding tool touches the workpiece. Then set the extrusion depth by moving the cross slide. Finally, move the apron to the right by slowly turning the hand wheel to carry out the extrusion process. When you are ready for the next stage, stop extruding. To proceed, you need to ensure that the extruding tool is not in contact with the workpiece. Adjust the position of the cross slide and the apron until the extruding tool is completely clear of the workpiece. When both the apron and the cross slide are clear of the workpiece, you can proceed. Well done. Turn off the motor. Set the position of the spindle speed selector handle to 0. Then press the small red button on the top of the headstock. Good job. Now remove the machine tool from the tool dock and place it on the workbench. Well done. Finally, you will learn how to clean up the work area. Before you do this, you should move the tailstock to the end of the lathe. You should also move the apron away from the chuck guard area. Remove metal chips from the lathe using the vacuum cleaner. Do not remove the metal chips with your hands. Thank you for cleaning up the work area. A clean and uncluttered workspace is essential for a safe working environment. Well done. Congratulations. You have completed this tutorial session. Please go back to the lounge area. To do this, please click on the blue panel located on the barrier.